Welcome to the Law Firm Practice Management Advice Podcast.
The fundamentals of business.
Join Kirk Stange of Stange Law Firm as he discusses helpful strategies, tools, and insights to grow and manage a legal practice.
Good ideas are simple.
From improving client relationships to managing your team and scaling your practice, this podcast offers practical advice for navigating the challenges of law firm management.
Shall we proceed?
Now, here's your host, Kirk Stange.
Welcome to Law Firm Practice Management Advice. We have an interesting topic today. The topic is nobody is reading your emails, and this episode today is based on an article on my blog, lawfirmpracticemanagementadvice.com, dated February 18th, 2025. And the title of the article is Few Employees Are Reading Your Emails. So as a follow-up to the episode today, go on over to my blog and read this article for more information on this topic. But let's go ahead and jump in. A long time ago, I wrote an article on my blog, and it was titled Avoiding Management by Email. And this article goes back to December 6, 2015. So, I wrote this not quite 10 years ago. And so this was something that kind of came to me as an epiphany back then after I'd had my firm for a while. But it's an important topic and one that I wanted to cover again today and cover with a little bit more context as well in terms of internal emails that law firm owners and managers want to send to their employees. And so I wanted to expound on it a little bit more today. But look, emails have some use in a law firm in terms of management. Emails can be helpful when conveying firm-wide messages. So I think basic firm-wide information that's useful to all employees. Obviously, it's hard to get everybody together all the time, and particularly the larger firm you have, firm-wide emails from time to time are going to be necessary, but this should just be the passing along of information, innocuous information, firm-wide announcements, these kinds of things, okay? These kinds of emails can be okay. Emails can also be okay if a law firm manager or owner is trying to document something for specific legal purposes, okay? So let's say a law firm manager or owner is dealing with a difficult employee, this kind of thing, and they're trying to do a little CYA in terms of what they said, what they didn't say, and maybe they're doing this for potential legal reasons too. Then an email to a specific employee might have some use or futility. That way an employee can't say you said something you didn't say. You're just documenting that conversation. And in fact, many lawyers send emails like this to clients too. You have a difficult conversation with a client. You're not sure that the client's really getting what you said. It can be useful for a lawyer to write an email to the client documenting the conversation to ensure that the client is really reading what was said and what wasn't said, okay? The same principle can be applied within a law firm when dealing with a difficult employee, okay? But, past that, I think law firm managers or owners should really send emails sparingly. Managing by email can be really difficult. It can be really troublesome. It can cause more problems in a law firm than a law firm manager or owner really contemplates, okay? Sometimes an employee might think that the law firm manager or owner is upset when they're not, when they read an email, right? It can be hard to really gauge somebody's emotions or where they're coming from in a formal email within a law firm. We all are used to emojis and these kinds of things in informal conversations, but most law firm managers or owners aren't sticking emojis and smiley faces and these kinds of things in their communication. So employees can read an email and the law firm manager or owner maybe meant it in kind of an innocuous way, but the employee takes it the wrong way and they get upset, okay? That can be a big problem with internal emails. Another thing that I've seen over and over again is a law firm owner or manager thinks they're being crystal clear in some directions to an employee. But to the employee, it's not crystal clear at all. To the employee, it's vague. And so then there's a lot of confusion and things aren't happening the way the law firm manager and owner really intended, okay? So this is really the principle in terms of what I was talking about in 2015. But one of the other things I've really come to learn over the course of time and have in my firm now more than 17 years is that it's this, and this is a hard pill for a lot of law firm managers and owners to swallow, but a lot of employees aren't even reading your emails. I mean, you can spend a lot of time writing an email, and you could think it's Shakespeare and it's a perfect work of art, and you could send it off. But the truth is that a lot of the emails that are being sent, they're not even being read. All right? And even if the employee's reading it, okay, maybe the employee's just glossing over it, right? They read it, but they read it really, really quick, right? And so this is, again, a tough pill. This is a hard reality to swallow. Lots of law firm managers and owners will send like detailed instructions to employees about something they want done. You know, and it could be to one employee, it could be something they fire off to a bunch of employees, and they want these employees to read it and follow these instructions, and it's just going to be fantastic, they think. But at the end of the day, I think most law firm managers and owners need to contemplate the employees don't care about your emails. They're not reading them. Maybe they missed the email because so many emails are flying in, and maybe if they read it, they just glossed over it because they're busy and they get tired of all the emails. And so tough stuff, but a reality I can tell you in having a law firm as long as I have. And so, you know, when I say this, you know, a lot of law firm managers and owners are thinking, well, then what do I do? If I should be firing off all these emails, what do I do? Okay, and so from my vantage point, here's what you do. It's almost always better to speak to somebody directly, okay? So if you're working in a law firm and the person you're going to send the email to is just 2 doors down or right up the hallway, go up and talk to them. Express what it is you want them to do or what the situation is or what your concern is. Express it to them face to face. In that kind of circumstance, you're going to garner a lot more attention, and they're going to have to pay attention to what you're saying. And then if something isn't clear, then they can ask, hey, you say you want me to do X, Y, or Z, but I'm confused. What about ABC? And then you can clarify that, okay? So speak to people in person. Much better than firing off an email. And for lots of law firms, this is easy. If you're just a single office law firm, walk up the hallway, go a couple doors down, talk to the person you need to talk to versus firing off an email. Here would be other possibilities. Call them, right? If you're on the same phone system, they have an extension. Just dial their extension. Tell them what it is you want to tell them on the phone. That's as easy as it gets. If you're not on the same phone system, call their cell phone. Talk to them. You're going to get a much better response and probably get things done quicker and faster and how you want it if you just pick up the phone and call. Okay, and other possibilities, have a virtual meeting. So if you use Zoom, do a Zoom meeting with them. I think Zoom meetings are great where maybe you're in a multi-office setting and you're not in the same location with this person. Send them a Zoom link or send her a Zoom link. Do a quick Zoom, explain what it is you want done or what the situation is. Again, they can ask their questions, okay? So, I mean, this is the way to do it. Talk to them in person, call them, or do a virtual meeting with them. Law firm managers or owners, you're going to get much, much better results if you do this versus firing off all these emails. And I just say emails are particularly bad too, where, you know, you're just sending it to 1 or 2 people. In that circumstance, just call those people, okay? A comeback I think a lot of individuals would give me when I say this is, but they should read my emails. They should. They can't just ignore me. They can't just ignore my emails. And isn't it disrespectful for them not to read my email? Isn't it insubordinate? I mean, isn't it their job to read my emails and do what I told them to do? And it's like, look, I hear that. I understand that. People should read your emails. It is a little bit disrespectful if somebody doesn't read your email. You know, it's not the best, okay? But again, the easiest way around it is don't send so many emails. Just talk to these people. Walk down the hallway, call them, or do a virtual meeting with them versus fighting this whole fight and getting upset and worked up that they're not reading your emails. Just go and talk to them. At that point, they have no choice but to talk to you about it. And then you got a way better chance that they paid attention. I mean, if they didn't pay attention, you're going to see they're not even looking you in the eyes or they're looking at something else, right? So you can see that they're paying attention to you. And then if they have questions, you can clarify it. All right. It's a much, much better way of doing things than sending a lot of emails. Okay. And for those of you that are still sort of resistant on this, I would ask you to sort of measure this. If you still love the emails and you still want to fire off a bunch of emails, start kind of recording. When you sent the emails, did the employee do what you wanted them to do, or did they not? And then compare that versus, okay, but how does it work out when I went and talked to him in person? And how does it work out when I talk to him on the phone or do a Zoom meeting? And is the success ratio better or worse? I think for most of you, you're going to see this is a really easy analysis. I just can't imagine for any of you, you're going to have better results with emails than talking to people. Talking to people, I think, is infinitely going to work better. Sending emails is infinitely going to work a lot at a lot less successful ratio. I know another comeback people would say to me when I say this is, well, I don't have time to talk to him. It's so much quicker for me just to simply fire off the email and then get back to what I was doing. And it's like, okay, well, I guess that would be true if sending the emails is successful, but if you're constantly complaining that you send emails and then people aren't doing what you want them to do, and so now you've done an email and now you have to talk to them, now this is taking you more time if you just talk to them the first time in person, right? And so again, law firm managers and owners, emails are easy, emails are simple. You think emails are going to speed you up, but I'm just telling you, I'm doing this a long time. I believe emails are slowing you down. There are times to send emails, the times I kind of referenced in here. Maybe there's some other circumstances where some emails might make sense. But in terms of internally within your firm, running and managing it, go talk to people. Talk to people versus the emails. Try and cut back the emails. I think if you do it, you're going to get a lot better results, all right? So that's the topic today. As a follow-up to the episode today, go on over to lawfirmpracticemanagementadvice.com, read the article dated February 18th, 2025. The title is Few Employees Are Reading Your Emails. This will give you more information on this topic. But thanks for tuning in today. Stay tuned to our next episode coming up on Family Law Talk coming up. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the Law Firm Practice Management Advice Podcast with Kirk Stange. Kirk Stange is the president and founding partner of Stange Law Firm, a multi-state divorce and family law practice. For more insight on similar law firm management topics, visit his practice management advice blog at lawfirmpracticemanagementadvice.com.